in CONCACAF, Costa Rica. The Canadians won bronze 2012 Olympics in London, qualifying for each of the last two Olympic Games out of CONCACAF. Costa Rica have never made it to the Olympics. Potential history at the offing tonight in Houston, and we're underway. Costa Rica, red tops, blue shorts, red socks, moving left to right on your screen. Canada, the all-whites, going right to left. First bit of possession goes to Costa Rica, but the intense Canadian pressure in midfield gets the better of Las Ticas early. José Bélanger. Aggressive right back for the Canadians. Get a second crack at the throw in here. Again, 2 tickets to Rio up for grabs tonight. First semifinal, Costa Rica, Canada. We'll follow that up with the United States versus Trinidad and Tobago. That match on NBCSN. JP Delacamera, Kate Markgraf on the call. John Herdman, Englishman in charge of this Canadian team, took over in 2011. He's not suspended. He likes to start games from a higher vantage point. Get a look at his team's formation. José Bélanger racing in behind the Costa Rican defense, takes the deflection off Wendy Acosta into the waiting arms of Costa Rican goalie Denia Diaz. Costa Rica really struggled through the first quarter hour in their opener against the United States. Ever since then, this Costa Rican team has looked very, very sharp. Melissa Herrera playing out of trouble. Kristen Granados. Back to Herrera now. Ashley Lawrence tracking back, and she'll earn the foul. Amelia Valverde, head coach for Costa Rica, just 29 years old. Younger, in fact, than some of her players, including her captain tonight, Shirley Cruz. Third minute, early set piece opportunity for the Canadians. Ashley Lawrence set off for the service from the near sideline. A flurry of Canadian players inside the penalty area. Lawrence's ball slicing through the Costa Rican box. Foul against Canada. Herdman's Canadian side not really tested through group play. 5-0 win over Guyana, 6-0 victory over Trinidad and Tobago, 10-0 win over Guatemala. Herdman alluding to that in his pre-match press conference, acknowledging that Costa Rica are far more tested. They've played at an intensity and urgency that Canada simply have not had to play with yet in this tournament. Herdman saying the first 15 to 20 minutes of this match absolutely critical, as Costa Rica will look to come out, take advantage of the fact that Canada have not really faced an intense opponent yet in this competition. Speaking of aggressive right backs, José Bélanger for Canada, Diana Sáenz very much that for Costa Rica. Seen her bomb forward throughout this tournament. Christine Sinclair made some history, passing Mia Hamm in the group phase for most goals all time, trailing only Abby Wambach now. This is the fourth iteration of this tournament. All 4 times, Costa Rica has advanced to the semifinals. They've not been able to get over that hump and qualify for the Olympics. Ball served into Cruz, but it's knocked all the way back to Erin McLeod. McLeod played the 2014-2015 National Women's Soccer League seasons in Houston for the Houston Dash. Head coach Randy Waldrum. She was released after last season, looking for opportunities in Europe. Hasn't signed yet, but has been training with a team in Sweden.
Tighter. You got cover on. Good.
Melissa Herrera serving towards Cruz. Too much traffic in the middle of the park right now for Canada. Desiree Scott, the destroyer they call her, doing a great job clogging the passing lanes. Lixi Rodriguez, Costa Rican left back. Pumping it into the box, McLeod gathers with ease. Seven minutes in, no score. Tonight's winner is headed to Rio. The loser is not. Kristen Granados giving chase. Sinclair looking for Matheson on the far side. Now falls to the Washington Spirit player. Double team, pulls back to Belanger. Carol Sanchez with the clear. Cruz checking all the way back into her own final third, where she's hacked out. Cruz already with a goal to her credit in this tournament. 30-year-old. Plays for Paris Saint-Germain in France, along with Tobin Heath, Lindsay Horan of the United States. Scott nods it on, as does Lixi Rodriguez. Now the same from Granados. Ball turning over in midfield. Carol Sanchez under pressure. Wendy Acosta. Kadisha Buchanan with her first touch of the match. Sinclair over the top to Deanne Rose. Rose just 16 years old. She had 2 goals in the opener against Guyana. The youngest member of this team. Very close right there. Wendy Acosta had a second and third thought about that set piece, or serving it downfield. Herrera's ball picked off, but she wins it right back. Now Cruz. Cruz surrounded by a trio of Canadian defenders, and that is not an accident. Rodriguez and Matheson. Belanger. Again, surging forward. Belanger digs it out of a challenge with Cruz. Finds Scott. Scott searching for Sinclair. Lawrence on it. Her pass wide of Rose. Saenz giving chase. Manages to keep it in through Herrera. Lawrence wheeling, dealing. Finds Alicia Chapman. Chapman into the box. Acosta away. Chapman keeps it in. Loses her footing, and now Raquel Rodriguez, first time we've called her name, fouled by Shalina Zadorsky. Rodriguez recently taken 2nd overall in the NWSL college draft. had just an incredible career at Penn State. Capped it with the Herman Award last season, as well as a national title. And how about this? She scored the game winner in the NCAA final against Duke for Penn State. Carol Sanchez only as far as Ashley Lawrence. Shirley Cruz on it, but with her back to goal. Herrera, Sanchez, Acosta. And this will skip harmlessly to McLeod. McLeod also played collegiately at Penn State, finished up at SMU. 5'9" goalie, 32 years old. Hoping to make a return visit to the Olympics. 11 minutes down, no score between Costa Rica and Canada. Here on NBC Sports Live Extra. Melissa Herrera, fighting through some pressure, maintains possession for Las Ticas. Belanger, hoping to find Matheson, but well intercepted by Acosta. Sophie Schmidt now. Her lofted ball to the back post. Out of bounds for a goal kick. Another look. Christine Sinclair lurking in the area. Belanger tracking back all the way back to McLeod. Big collision just on the Canadian side of midfield as Scott and Catarina Alvarado come together. Foul against the Costa Rican. Scott picking up her 100th cap earlier in this tournament. Sáenz to Granados. Sprays it wide. Sáenz set to graduate this spring from the University of South Florida. She's been a critical part of both the Costa Rican defense and attack. Granados hauled down from behind, set piece coming for Costa Rica. John Herdman, Canada's coach, warned about the counterattack and set pieces this week against Costa Rica. His team is given one up in a potentially dangerous spot here. Alvarado. Cruz the header. Rodriguez back to goal. Costa Rica happy with some possession in the opening quarter hour. Scott, Sinclair, and well off her line, Denia Diaz. Maria Fernanda Barrantes, the clever touch there to spring the Costa Rican attack. Herrera, Chapman in a one-on-one race, but McLeod will be first to it. And our first look at the real skill that sets this Costa Rican attack apart. Brilliant through ball. Herrera with all sorts of pace, and the 19-year-old just missed out on an opening opportunity for Las Ticas. Belanger, a forward converted into a defender, so she's no stranger to getting upfield. Deanne Rose, Ashley Lawrence. Chapman now. Chapman, back post, Schmidt. Header away by Nixie Rodriguez, who avoids the corner kick. Well done from the Costa Rican left back. Chapman, very familiar with BBVA Compass Stadium. She plays for the Houston Dash. Schmidt going one-on-one at Rodriguez. But again, the Costa Rican defender holding up. We're 16 minutes in. Still looking for the game's first goal. Winner goes to Rio. Cruz, Barrantes, back to Cruz. But Matt Steele. Rodriguez cleaning up from her left back spot. Turnover here from Costa Rica, and Canada will have it. In the Costa Rican final third, as John Herdman returns to the sidelines from his aerial post. First real honest look he's gotten at his team throughout this competition. Games against Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Guatemala, essentially playing with 3 and sometimes even just 2 defenders because they were so dominant in possession. It'll be a different story tonight. Rose slicing towards the middle of the field. Scott, Schmidt. Belanger with some space on the right flank. She serves in. Rose misses Sinclair. Goal, Canada! Christine Sinclair makes it 1-0 Canada in the 18th minute. And again, it's the service from José Belanger. Throughout this tournament, she's been an absolute dynamo. Down the right flank for this Canadian team, she pinks out Sinclair. Perfect first touch and an even better finish off the volley. Past Tania Diaz. Sinclair's second goal of the tournament has Canada in the driver's seat for a summer trip to Brazil. And the pressure now shifts to Costa Rica. The only other time they've trailed in this tournament against the United States. That match ended 5-0. Long switch ends up at the feet of Alicia Chapman. Kadisha Buchanan. Bombing ball over the top. There's Belanger again. But the service too long for the Canadian right back. Sinclair's goal officially coming in the 17th minute. Make that number 160 for her career. 24 goals behind Abby Wambach. Canada now bossing the ball a bit. Matheson, so dangerous in so many ways. She can shoot from distance. She's one of Canada's quicker players. And an excellent passer as well. Chapman, Lawrence down the left side. Lawrence double-teamed And it'll be a corner kick for Canada. Lawrence, an exceptionally versatile player. We've seen her in the center midfield and left back throughout this tournament. She had a hat trick in the opener against Guyana. Service to the near post here, not good enough to beat Diana Sainz. Sinclair, nice touch to Matheson. Matheson nearly found Schmidt on the back post. Belanger, again, running at the Costa Rican defense. Lawrence atop the box. Scott. Raquel Rodriguez doing the defensive work to keep Costa Rica in it. Rose high upfield. Sainz wins the challenge against Sinclair. Cruz can't find the ball as Belanger breaks it up. Rose, great hold-up play to find Lawrence. Canada looking for a second, a potential knockout blow to this upstart Costa Rican side. Rose in over the top, brings it down with class. 16-year-old faces up, her service blocked away. Buchanan and Zadorsky, the central back pairing for John Herdman in Canada. It was an area of the field where Canada had some struggles in the later stages of last summer's World Cup. Belanger, sloppy pass intercepted by Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Cruz, to Alvarado, now wide to Herrera. She's one-on-one with Chapman. Herrera, great service in. Buchanan the header. Lawrence, the second effort at a clear, but Buchanan will be the one to clear it out. And Sinclair checking back to the ball, whistled for a foul. Amelia Valverde urging her team on here in the 23rd minute. Canada up 1-0 on a 17th minute strike from Sinclair. It'll be Catarín Alvarado to offer up the service into the Canadian box. Erin McLeod and this Canadian team yet to concede in this tournament. 21 goals for, 0 against. Seven Costa Rican players into the area. And Alvarado will give none of them a chance. That service long and wide and wasted. Struck the ball almost like she was hoping to challenge McLeod there from distance. Going to be real tough to beat one of the world's best goalies from that far. Speaking of world's best, Kadisha Buchanan named to the recent FIFPro World 11. Top 11 players in the world, depending on who you ask. A lot of people would say Becky Sauerbrunn is definitely one of the world's best players. She was left off the list. But it's a talking point. It's certainly worthy of discussion. Sauerbrunn in the U.S. will play for their ticket to Brazil at 8:30 here on NBC Sports Live Extra, as well as NBCSN. JP Delacamera, Kate Markgraf on the call. Shalina Zadorsky, 23-year-old defender, plays for the Washington Spirit. The Michigan grad, back to Buchanan. Buchanan and Ashley Lawrence, teammates at West Virginia University. Lawrence on the ball now. Her through ball somewhere between Rose and Chapman. It's Chapman on it, into the box. But her touch long, and Diaz collects. Wondered coming into this match if the outside backs for Canada would truly be as aggressive as they had been throughout group play. So far, they have, and it's paid dividends. Sophie Schmidt here into the box. Confusion at the back for Costa Rica. Schmidt the back heel. Rose on it. Cruz clears only as far as Lawrence, but an awkward bounce catches the Canadian 10 off guard. Handball. Honduran referee Melissa Borges, the perfect view on that. Scott turning in midfield before distributing backwards to Zadorsky. Scott over the top. Sinclair with time and space. She goes one time across. Acosta. Second effort from Sanchez as far as Herrera. And the Costa Ricans do a very nice job playing out of pressure there. Raquel Rodriguez unable to hold up. And here comes Canada once again. Matheson squaring up against Lixie Rodriguez. Here comes Matheson. Matheson. Sáenz brings it down, and Sanchez clears away. Rodriguez knocked down from behind, wanted the call, won't get it. Buchanan comes away. Scott. Belanger. Chapman ahead. Sáenz read it well, but can't find a teammate. '28th minute, BBVA Compass Stadium on the east edge of downtown Houston. CONCACAF Olympic qualifying. 2 teams from this region will go to the Summer Games. They'll be your 2 winners tonight. The Olympic field's starting to come together. Brazil, obviously, as a host, will be there, as will Colombia, France, Germany, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and New Zealand. New Zealand, John Herdman's former team. The Englishman coached them from 2006 through 2011 before taking over the Canadian program. Sinclair ahead to Lawrence, now Rose in the fight. So much young talent on this Canadian team. Much like the United States, going through a bit of a youth movement. Rose, 16 years old. Lawrence, 20 years old. Buchanan, 20 years old. Even Shalina Zadorsky at the back, just 23. John Herdman doing a nice job mixing in his younger players with an awesome veteran presence. Rose missed touch on the near sideline. And you can hear the instructions from Herdman there. When it gets tight, switch it. Cruz crashing backwards to win that. And she may have got the worst of the challenge. Lixie Rodriguez knocks it out of play as the Costa Rican captain lies on the BBVA Compass Stadium turf. Cruz, a massive influence for this Costa Rican side. She's appeared in all 3 games so far in this tournament. A single goal to her account. In 50 UEFA Champions League games for PSG, Cruz 8 goals. And really, she's such a creative force for this squad. An engine in midfield that can turn it on in the final third and find those through balls that can unlock a defense. Here's a look at the 17th minute goal from Sinclair. And if you're going to give her that much time in that spot, it's going to end badly. Sinclair, second of the tournament. Speaking of players with a penchant for the big goals, 9 of them in World Cup play for Sinclair, 8 in the Olympics. She hopes to add to that total this summer in Rio. But only if Canada can hold on for the next hour and finish off this semi-final match. Cruz limping off the field, but at least doing so under her own power. So Canada will play with a numerical advantage until Cruz can get back on the field. Sanchez, Diaz, and Sinclair applied the pressure. Acosta looking for Rodriguez. But the Costa Rican star forward very isolated throughout this first half. Not a lot of connectivity between Las Ticas number 11 and the rest of her peers. Rodriguez 5 goals so far in this tournament as Cruz re-enters the match. That tally second only to Crystal Dunn of the United States, who on the strength of her 5-goal performance the other night against Puerto Rico leads the competition with 6. Chapman, Rose, fancy footwork, beats one, now a second, but couldn't find Lawrence atop the Costa Rican box. Canada dominating possession here in the first half, as the Costa Ricans have struggled to get out of their own end. Matheson, Sinclair in the neighborhood, but Sanchez first to it. Belanger with a chance to serve. Instead, she'll go to Matheson. Lawrence, cutting on a dime. Into Rose, ball takes a deflection. Matheson, save, Diaz! Denia Diaz in the 34th minute, keeping Costa Rican Olympic hopes alive. Lawrence's service ping-ponging around the box before it fell to Matheson. Tough angle for the Canadian number 8. And that shot took a deflection. Credit to Diaz for hanging with it. Herrera. Early service in. Belanger heads away. Chased down by Maria Fernanda Barrantes. And she'll let this out of bounds for a throw in Costa Rica. Can Las Ticas find an equalizer before the half? 34th minute. Lixi Rodriguez the throw into Raquel Rodriguez. 5 goals, 2 assists in this tournament. Single-handedly responsible for more goals than any other player in the competition. But she's been quiet so far tonight. Belanger trying to see this out, and she does, despite the pressure from Barrantes. Belanger, a member of the Orlando Pride. Latest expansion side to join the NWSL. By the way, the NWSL announcing its schedule this week. Opening weekend set for April 16th and 17th. We'll have a game here at BBVA Compass Stadium. Chicago Red Stars, Houston Dash on that April 16th date. Zadorsky, Lawrence, a little bit lax in the pass, and it's picked off by Rodriguez. She drew some contact, but the referee says play on. Costa Rica trying to draw the Canadians forward. As Sanchez goes deep in search of Herrera. But that pass slightly off the mark. Lisa Chapman, the long throw. And the LSU graduate will do it again. Canada look, frankly, the more likely to score before halftime. And a second goal would be, you gotta think, crippling to this Costa Rican side. Lixi Rodriguez pushing past Belanger, but ran out of real estate on that far sideline. Both these teams love to send their outside backs forward. Certainly Rodriguez, we've seen her in Costa Rica's first 3 games offer plenty of quality left-footed service from that position. Costa Rica compact through the middle of the park. They spray it wide now to Herrera. Herrera and Chapman one-on-one. And Herrera called for the foul. Chapman doing a nice job getting her body between the player and the ball. Only one route there for Herrera, who's tied for the team lead in Central American qualifying with 3 goals. Ashley Lawrence, Rose, Chapman, ball into the box, Diaz, clean. 38 minutes in, 1-0 Canada. Goal from Christine Sinclair in the 17th. The goal, like many of Canada's strikes throughout this tourney, born on the right side of their defense, and some wonderful service from José Belanger. Raquel Rodriguez back to goal, again surrounded by Canadians. John Herdman said midweek, 2 players he's losing sleep over. They're Cruz and Rodriguez. And so far, the Canadians have shut him down. Here's Sinclair, looking for a second. Her cross into the box blocked away, but only temporarily. Here's Ashley Lawrence. Lawrence and Science with the one-on-one battle. Ashley Lawrence. Scott in for Schmidt, who just missed out on a glancing header. Some appeals for a handball here from Sinclair just moments ago. Probably not going to get that call at this stage of a tournament. Herrera. Ball blocked out of bounds. Looked like a pretty honest challenge from Ashley Lawrence. But Melissa Borjas thinks otherwise and urges the Canadian number 10 to settle down. Herdman didn't like the call. Evident in his reaction. 5 minutes to go till halftime. Canada up 1-0. Costa Rica in desperate search of an equalizer. Rodriguez across the box. But for a late effort there from the Canadian defense, that could have been some serious trouble. As Raquel Rodriguez gets a rare touch on it here in the opening half. Another opportunity for the young Costa Rican star, but she loses out to Desiree Scott. Kristen Granados wins the throw-in for Costa Rica. Sáenz quickly into Rodriguez, who has time and space. She'll slip it through. Alvarado. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Matheson, who goes down favoring her right leg. Rodriguez, the quick cross. And Kadisha Buchanan, no surprise there, makes the critical clearance. Sanchez crushes it forward. No particular target. Aaron McLeod, happy to let that run off the field of play. Aaron McLeod, a bit of a cult hero in Houston after her 2 seasons with the Dash. Scott's service. Poked away. Cruz and Sinclair, 2 icons for their respective teams, getting into it on the ground, and the foul goes against Costa Rica. And with just minutes to go in the first half, this could be a match-defining set piece for Canada. We'll have a yellow card for Shirley Cruz in the 43rd minute. The Costa Rican captain goes into the book. Matheson, Schmidt in the area of this free kick. And this is well within Diana Matheson's shooting range. Four-player wall for Costa Rica. It'll be Schmidt. The service and a foul just on the edge of the area as Christine Sinclair was thrown to the ground. And a second yellow, another yellow card given here. Looked like it was to Shirley Cruz, who had just gone in the book. Yet no red shown. Well, that deserves an explanation in the 45th minute. Looks like we won't get it. Sinclair and Schmidt, the options here for Canada. 4 Canadian players in the box, 2 lurking just outside. Sinclair, saved Diaz, and she held it. No rebound from the Costa Rican netminder. Costa then cruised the header. Granados moves it across midfield for Costa Rica. Deanna Saenz, sliding challenge from Ashley Lawrence, then Sophie Schmidt, another challenge from Lawrence, and now she'll go in the book. Melissa Borjas, card happy here at the end of the first half. So we've got an explanation on what we thought were back-to-back yellows for Shirley Cruz. The first yellow actually to Catarina Alvarado. So now 2 midfielders for Las Ticas in the book. Well served in ball here, but Erin McLeod through traffic, no problem for the Canadian goalie. Barrantes Mélanger. Granados Saenz. Melissa Herrera. Dynamic player down the right wing for Costa Rica. Now cutting across, but intercepted by Diana Matheson. 2 minutes of added time in this first half. Can Canada take advantage? Bélanger looking for Matheson, but time has run out. Through 45 minutes of play, Canada up 1-0 and closing in on a 3rd consecutive trip to the Olympics. But their ticket to Rio far from punched. Christine Sinclair, with her 160th international strike, made it 1-0 in the 17th minute, and that's where we stand. Sebastian Salazar, we will take a brief break here on NBC Sports Live Extra. On the other side, the second half of Canada and Costa Rica from BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston, Texas.